Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. Thanks for tuning into our streaming newscast, Daybreak Plus on WGRZ+. We're glad you're joining us. I'm going to talk about a lot of things today, including the Bills, preparing for the biggest game of the year on Sunday. We're also going to be talking TikTok. We're going to be talking about a Bills-themed wedding package, and we have to talk weather.
Wait, a wedding package like
an all-inclusive wedding package at a local place, and it actually is making national attention. It was on the Today Show this morning. It's in People magazine.
Does it include going to or watching a game, or?
No. Just a Buffalo-themed package.
Oh.
They call it the Bills Mafia package.
Gotcha, okay.
So everything that you can think of that is Buffalo food or drink is included in the package.
Very cool.
So, yeah, fun stuff.
As we celebrate Buffalo in all its winter glory.
It is a lot of winter right now.
It is a lot of winter, hard winter.
Yeah, it's reminding us how easy some of the past winters have been when we are getting into like the doldrums right now and some of the coldest weather that we've seen in years. You'll talk about that later, about just how cold it's going to be.
The last two winters were relatively mild with big events.
Right.
And this has been more, since December, kind of a constant cold and snowy. Now, Buffalo has been like the one area in Niagara Falls kind of spared from a lot of the snow. You know,
North Towns, I really think we've only had to plow or shovel once.
But ski country, the trails, the areas that the typical snow belts are getting nailed, and that could be a good thing.
Good thing for them, yeah.
Yeah, and we are about to, the worst of the winter is in front of us, and that's coming.
And one thing as we're looking at the city right now, one sign of this winter weather is a lot of water main breaks right now. We saw a lot this morning. Elmwood Avenue, southbound down in the city, was closed, or it could still be closed. I got to check on that because of some water main breaks. Washington Street, there are some places up in Amherst right now near UB North that are closed because of water main breaks too. And I can imagine next week when it gets even colder, that's going to be even more.
It's going to be a thing. And we're going to dive into that in the second half of the show, next week's weather. But we got a lot of weather coming up between now and then. So let's get to it.
Evening commute could be tricky, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Today we're going to get some light snow, 1 to maybe 3 inches. Are your totals. The 3 inches is up in the hills primarily, but 1 or 2 inches for the city. It gets mild tomorrow, and then snow and rain mix on Saturday. I think it's mainly snow, but near the lakeshore there may be a little rain and snow mix. And then frigid cold, it looks like, is on tap for Sunday and into next week. The coldest air that we've seen here in a while. So for today, snow showers. Tonight, some periods of snow as well. And then tomorrow, kind of a break. Mid-30s, we thaw out a little bit as temperatures climb above freezing. Here's some of the light snow that's moving through now, and it will stay that way. It looks like through much of the day today. But there's one area of snow that will enhance, it looks like, between about 4 and 5:30 p.m. as we move through the late afternoon and evening commute. That could reduce visibility a bit. And you'll see that on Future Look. There's the light snow moving through currently, and there's more to come as this is a cold front that's moving through that will spawn the snow showers throughout the day today. And that's system number 1. System number 2, this is the one that's going to bring mainly snow, but possibly a little rain and snow mix on Saturday, and then behind it, a delivery of very cold air. So here's Future Look. Notice how the snow continues, but it's right here, 3:30, 4:35, when a burst of heavier snow is expected to move through, and that could reduce visibilities a bit. Temperatures only in the 20s. Overnight tonight, some scattered snow showers continuing, and then for tomorrow, a dry day, temperatures warming up into the 30s, and then we bring in our next system, which has the chance of bringing that rain and snow mix. In terms of snowfall today, again, 1 to 2 inches at most. It doesn't look like a huge amount whatsoever, but it is going to be a snowy day. All right, Saturday, rain and snow showers for Buffalo, Niagara. Dry on Sunday, but cold. And then a weather impact alert for Monday, Tuesday. Look at your highs in the teens. In fact, even on Tuesday, daytime highs may struggle to break 10. And overnight lows below 0 for the most part, or close to it anyway, especially for the south towns in the southern tier. The question remains, will we get some lake effect snow out of this? We'll get some snow showers, we think, but it doesn't look like a heavy lake effect event just because it's so cold. There's not a lot of moisture to work with. I'll walk this way. Anyway, so that's the setup. Weather impact again for Monday, Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday because of the combination of cold and, wind chills will be, Melissa, dangerously cold next week. You know, maybe down to like 20, 25 below zero.
That is a very good point.
Wow.
Because
finally, I made a good point.
doesn't happen often, so I have to congratulate you when it does.
You need to point them out.
Kids will be wondering, are we going to get a cold day as opposed to a snow day? The schools usually measure it based on the wind chill because really we don't get cold enough with the air temperature to need a cold day. But in years past, the schools have said if the wind chills get down to 25 to 35 degrees below zero, then they will not have kids stand outside of the bus stop and they'll have a cold day at school.
Now, Monday's a holiday anyway.
Right.
So but maybe Tuesday.
We have to, that's so many days out, and it's the wind chill, and and that's a hard call for superintendents too. How cold is too cold? So we'll be keeping an eye on that. I'm sure we'll reach out to different school districts also to find out what the threshold is now for those cold days. And because they haven't used any snow days this year,
we've had in the South towns we've had a handful. Right. But I know, Buffalo has too.
Buffalo has.
Yes.
But not the North towns.
Okay.
And so will they be a little bit easier to call those cold days because you've got so many days to use? Who knows? We'll stay on top of it for sure, and we'll talk more about next week's forecast coming up a little bit in the streaming show. But right now, let's talk about the Bills. We are getting closer to one of the most anticipated games of the year, and Highmark Stadium is expected to be rocking when the Bills host the Ravens on Sunday night's divisional game. Lots of storylines to follow in this matchup, including the two top MVP candidates. Here's what Josh Allen had to say about the game.
I think that's why you play this game, is to be in moments like these, and our team, we're extremely happy and blessed to be playing and continue playing this game. Again, we're just trying to find a way to go 1-0. We want to, our job on offense is to score the football, and we want to score every time we touch the ball here. And again, is that viable? Not usually, but that's our goal every time we step on the field, is to score more points than the other guys.
It's kind of what you expect to hear, right? You and I, though, can't get over just how much of an adult Josh Allen looks like now.
He had from 2018 to like 2022 kind of that cheruby baby face, red rosy cheek. It was sugar rush.
And you see him in the Wyoming jersey too, and it's like he's 12 years old.
Now he's kind of got a Bradley Cooper look going,
the flow.
The flow and the swagger, and but it's always about team. It's not about me. I love that about him.
Right.
He's always talking about team first, go 1-0 per game. But to be real, he's kind of got.
Patrick and I talk about. A lot of you wonder what do we talk about during the commercials. We talk about what Josh Allen looks like, and I don't bring it up.
I want to talk X's and O's, but she wants it. No, I'm the one who brought it up today. I'm like, he's kind of got.
And I think it's also the beard, because he had that mustache earlier in the season. Remember, that was not my favorite thing. I'm more of a fan of a beard. So he's looking like an MVP winner. Let's just hope he follows through with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Josh kept it pretty cordial during his interviews yesterday after practice. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, a little bit more fiery in his post-practice interview. He was asked about the last time he faced the Bills in a playoff game where he threw this game-changing interception in the red zone to Teron Johnson. He was also asked about the anticipation for the game. Here's what Lamar Jackson had to say.
I get the sense that this game is the main event this weekend. This is sort of the matchup that everybody wants to see.
Excuse me for everyone watching, but I really don't care who's watching. And to me, like us players, we just trying to win. We really don't care like how people feel about it. We trying to go in there and just win. That's a tough environment, tough team, offense, defense, special team. We just trying to go there and win.
To beat these guys earlier this year, and it's been a few years since you played them in the playoffs, but does that last playoff game matter to you? Do you think about that now?
Yeah. I just saw it. Like I just see a little clip. They always like to post, like they like to throw that out, that little interception return. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about that, though.
Yeah, I mean, that play, which was pivotal for us, that could fire him up and go like, that's not gonna happen again, you know. But yeah, he's both of. It doesn't sound like they're listening to the noise him and Josh outside. It's like, let's just go and go 1-0. Let's just win this game.
I wasn't really listening to him very much to say. I was kind of focused
Apparently
on the look.
he wears that like all the time. Like even games that are in the 30s and 40s in temperature-wise, he wears that. It's just kind of, it's his comfort.
I bundle up in 30s and 40s. It's the ear thing. I don't like the wind getting in my ears.
Gotcha.
I'm really full of useful information today, aren't I?
Write it down.
Okay, anyway, a lot of fans are focused on the comparisons between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson because they are the MVP frontrunners. And here's what Sean McDermott had to say about those comparisons.
I see the comparison or the parallels. They probably end there, though, in terms of the uniqueness of both players, right? And not shortchanging either of them. I mean, they're the best. They're the top shelf in the NFL, those two. And I mean, it probably isn't fair to compare them from a skill set standpoint. Although they are both extremely skilled, they're both unique in their own ways.
It's also who they're surrounded by, too, that makes them that much better. You know, I feel like Lamar Jackson has so many incredible targets and Derrick Henry to pass the ball off to. And Josh, yeah, the Bills are a great team all together, but I think Josh's, exceptional play is just kind of brought out because we rely on him so much to just make those plays happen.
Right.
Especially the ones where you feel like there's no way he's going to get the ball into the hands of the receivers when he's getting so much pressure and out of the pocket and everything. And then all of a sudden, like a flick of the wrist and the ball goes exactly where he wants it to go. It's just amazing.
Yeah, whenever he rolls right, you're like, something magical may happen. Doesn't always, but may. Yeah, it's exciting. He doesn't have the all-stars, but the cast of characters. How many people have scored touchdowns? How many people? Players? I think 13 players have scored a touchdown.
Franchise record for
it's amazing.
Different receivers for touchdowns.
This is going to be a game, and of course, weather's going to be a big part of it. It's going to be cold. It's going to be, I don't think, the snow, there's a chance of some snow coming off the lake, but it's going to be the cold. Think about the game against New England a couple weeks ago, which was very cold on December 22nd, and then a game against New England in the playoff game 3 years ago, which was very cold.
Right.
It's going to be like that.
Yeah, for fans and for the players. I mean, the ball's going to be harder to catch when it's so cold.
And the kicking game is affected. The ball doesn't carry. I mean, it's like kicking a brick.
Yeah.
And
that's where it's good that the Bills can practice in weather like this, and kind of, they do have an advantage because they can practice here. Fans also have a lot of practice the next couple of days, standing out in the cold, getting ready for the weather. It's going to be brutal for fans. So we'll start tailgating very, very early before the 6:30 kickoff. No secret, though, that it is challenging for the opponents to come to Highmark Stadium and play, especially when it is this cold. And head coach John Harbaugh was asked about how he is preparing his team to play in Buffalo.
There are three phases: their players, their coaches, then the environment, the elements, the noise that we're going to face. All those things will be big challenges for us, but we're excited about it, and we're looking forward to going up there and really playing our best football game of the season, one play at a time. Well, there's a big difference as far as the temperature, because I'm out there and I can vouch for that. But as far as the game itself, no. We got it as cold as we can in here right now, and it'll be colder in here tomorrow when I get all the water shut off in here so the pipes don't freeze. So we'll even be colder, so we'll have it cold. Love to be outside, but we just can't. The fields are too hard and they're too frozen. But we'll get to work in. We've had a lot of work in the cold. We've had a lot of work in the wind. And the elements are part of it, and the other thing is going to be the footing on their field. We're thinking about that too. We want to make sure we've got good footing on that field. It's a turf field, and it'll be hard and kind of frozen. So we're trying to think about all that. But really what we're thinking about is just executing our plays at the highest level we possibly can.
Okay, real quickly about ticket prices. We've been watching them throughout the week, and they've been steady around $185, $195 for the 300 level tickets. The Chiefs game, though, I think will really impact ticket prices, because if the Chiefs lose to Houston, Houston will be coming here to play in the AFC Championship if the Bills beat the Ravens.
Right.
So we will know on Saturday whether Houston would potentially be coming here. And I think then ticket prices are going to plummet.
That's just not going to happen. I'm
What?
sorry. There's no way the Chiefs are going to lose to Texans.
The Chiefs are not as good as their record.
I know, but they've been playing really well. in the last couple of games. I just and Houston looked awful before this playoff victory that they just had. So
anything
I'm sorry,
can happen.
real talk.
I know. So be prepared for ticket prices to plummet.
Yeah,
because
but that would be
people
amazing.
will want to go to the next game here.
And that game is Saturday night, so we'll have. I mean,
Yeah.
can you? Which you just said 4 times, I know. But amazing how that would feel going into that game against Baltimore, knowing that Kansas City is out.
Right.
I mean, it's like, oh my gosh.
Right.
This is.
And the Ravens would have a lot to play for, too, because they would be hosting
That's true.
their home game also against Houston. Okay, and Bills Mafia, if you are going to the game, you should really be prepared because there will be a number of Ravens fans coming to Highmark Stadium. Jimmy's Seafood, which is a really popular restaurant in Baltimore, has organized 5 sold-out busloads of Raven fans. They're adding even more buses of fans coming here. But really, I mean, 5 busloads compared to the Bills.
There were a lot of Denver fans on Sunday. So, I mean, yeah, they get some support. Baltimore's not nearly as far away. They'll be here, but, you know, great.
Yeah. The 12th man is so important. We know Bills Mafia will show up for the team and be loud, and especially on those third downs when you've got the train horns blowing, it'll be a lot of fun out there. And tomorrow morning on Daybreak, by the way, Kevin O'Neill, do you know what he's doing tomorrow?
I do not.
He is talking with Clay Moden.
Oh,
who is the PA announcer.
Yeah.
He's not just WYRK, he's the PA announcer during the Bills game. So it'll kind of be fun to hear from Clay about what it's like to call the plays and to get Bills Mafia rowdy and going. And so you'll want to watch Daybreak tomorrow for Kevin O'Neill to be live with Clay in the morning.
And Clay, he's got that smooth, velvety voice. You hear, he's got one of those identifiable voices.
Yeah.
When you're at the stadium, you hear him just call third down, second down. You're like, oh my gosh, that's Clay. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay. So now more of what's trending this morning. I'm a huge Swiftie. If you watch Daybreak, you know, but it turns out some people haven't even heard her music before. There are a few out there. And there's this YouTube Drumeo series called First Time. You know about this, right?
I do.
Because you are a constant air drummer, desk drummer. I walk into the studio in the morning at 3 a.m. and here's Patrick just like pounding away. And you're a good drummer, though.
I play the drums, but I love this series where these drummers hear a song for the very first time and they drum to it. And sometimes the result is amazing.
Right.
Because they don't know the song.
And that's exactly what happened. Take a listen to Dream Theater drummer Mike Portnoy and hear his attempt to play one of Taylor Swift's songs for the very first time. Okay, that was my first time watching that.
It's
That was
amazing.
really
Yes, and there's so much
cool.
going on with his play. The double bass, you know, all the fills. That was amazing. And in the drumming world, he's like upper echelon. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen
you
other.
know him?
Oh, 100%. I'm not a huge fan of you know, his. I respect the band. It's just not on my wheelhouse, but he's amazing. I've seen, you know, the drummer for Red Hot Chili Peppers do this. It's so much fun to watch, hearing this song that you know like the back of your hand, but he takes it, and then the tempo, the timing, everything was like perfect.
And then when he went to like the smooth version, like I don't have no idea what to call it, but that was
cool.
very cool.
That was cool.
You know what? And that just got me thinking. Tomorrow on the streaming show, I want to play another Taylor Swift song for you for the first time you ever hearing it, and we'll give you a desk drum.
Maybe what we'll do, because my weather desk, it's like a perfectly tuned drum set.
Okay.
Different
we'll put a
parts.
microphone around there.
Perfect. Okay.
Fun game tomorrow.
Wow, that's fun. Cool. I I'm going to be in the middle of doing the entire Three Sides Live Genesis albums, but I'll stop that and
I'll give you
do
some
this.
Taylor Swift.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, all right. So tune in tomorrow for that quality TV. Okay, let's talk about Lake Erie now and the ice. Ice fishermen are pretty happy because they are finally getting to set up their camp on the lake. We saw a couple of them out yesterday, but next week, oh boy, there's going to be a lot of ice and a lot more ice fishermen out there trying to catch their fish, I suppose. I have no idea what they do and how long they sit out there. Will it be too cold for them to sit out there, though, Patrick? I don't know.
Well, to be clear, what ice fishermen do is they catch fish. Thus the name. And yes, quite frankly, we talked about this yesterday. It's been a couple years since we've had ice on Lake Erie, and we're certainly getting some now. But that ice growth is going to accelerate big time next week because we have a plunge of very cold air. Yes, call this the polar vortex because that's kind of what this is. And that's when you displace air that was over Greenland, by the way, and travels over Hudson Bay and then drops upon us. And that's what's going to take place next week, starting on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Whenever you see purple colors, the bright purple, that's a sign of extremely cold air. And that's what's coming here. Is it going to be record setting? I don't think so. The days that we've had below zero over time have decreased across Western New York. The days where we've had high temperatures below 10, single digits. We haven't had that much. In fact, it's been 6 years since we've had a day in Buffalo where the high temperature failed to reach 10. That should happen, it looks like, next week. In fact, here we go. The high temperature forecast on Monday, 13, 1, the overnight low. 8 on Tuesday, okay, the overnight low, 2 below zero, and 14 on Wednesday. And there we go. So this is Buffalo. Outline areas will be about 5 degrees colder than this at least, okay? So many areas will see highs between 0 and 5 degrees and overnight lows between 5 and 10 below zero. And if there is a breeze, and there likely will be, wind chills could get into the 20 to 25 below zero range. That would be for, again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe as early as Sunday night. Speaking of Sunday night, we've got a Bills game. Temperatures we think will be kind of in the mid-teens at kickoff, close to 10 by the fourth quarter. There could be wind chills anywhere between 3 below and 8 degrees, depending upon the breeze. Snow is a big question mark. I think there's a chance of some light snow moving through as that cold air crosses the lake. I don't think any big time snows are coming anytime soon. So in the short term, snow today, 1 to 3 inches, mild tomorrow, snow and rain on Saturday, and there comes that frigid cold, Melissa, into next week. So yeah, if we had colder snaps, absolutely. But this is a notable one, and one that we haven't seen like this in about 5 or 6 years.
Wow. You were over there talking about the ice fishing.
Yeah.
They catch fish.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Mike Tamil, who's our director, who let me know about the varieties of fish that the ice fishermen are catching. Can you guess them? Fun game. There's 3 biggies.
Come on. It's walleye.
Yes, good. That's one. Okay.
Brown trout.
No, but a different color of a different version.
Not rainbow trout?
Yellow perch.
Yellow perch, okay.
Okay, and this one I've never heard about before. Tasty crappie.
Yeah, crappies are great.
They're tasty.
Sometimes you could be filled with crappie and you feel great because it tasted so good. That's what they are. They're good. It's good.
Okay,
yeah.
Good to know. Well, that's what you can catch if you go out there.
There you go.
Okay, let's talk about TikTok. This should be a TikTok reel. 170 million American users are watching this story very, very closely right now. Will there be a TikTok ban starting on Sunday? President-elect Donald Trump now coming out saying that he's considering an executive order to save TikTok. That's according to the Washington Post, citing people familiar with the matter. Trump is taking office on Monday. That's Inauguration Day. That's just one day after the ban could go into effect on Sunday. The executive order would suspend the enforcement of the sale or ban of TikTok for 60 to 90 days. Still unclear when the Supreme Court will rule on the case, and it's still unclear how that executive order would actually happen. But a lot of creators are flocking to other apps now. The top one right here, it's all in Mandarin, it is called Red Note, and then Lemonade is the next most popular one. But Red Note is huge in China. It's skyrocketing in popularity elsewhere, topping the charts on the Apple App Store right now, quickly become a go-to platform for a lot of TikTok users to share their videos. But one local creator and business owner that we talked to said that moving to Red Note's been really tough because everything's in Mandarin.
I have 2 followers right now. I made 1 video. I think it has like 50 views, but you know, just like anything, just gotta keep posting, and just like I do on the other account on TikTok, and hopefully one day, 1 video will go viral, and then I'll find my community on Red Note.
Yeah, other creators are migrating to Lemonade, and that's more of like a lifestyle and photo sharing app, more like Pinterest. But a lot of creators are just saying that they don't get the followers, and it's not as easy to create content and share it on YouTube and on Instagram Reels as it is on TikTok. And so they're concerned, but we'll be following it closely. I don't use TikTok. I have a TikTok account. I've never really posted anything.
Right.
I'm kind of, I feel like I should have, and I just never got into it. Instagram is more my thing, and Facebook and X, I really don't use it anymore either. Threads was so big when it first started, and then I've never used that again.
It does seem to be kind of generational. Yeah, I used to be, I went on Facebook for the first time in a long time today, and you just can see those that are posting. It's an older generation, fine. TikTok is for the younger set. Yeah, I don't have an account. I don't really go on it.
Right.
But because it seems like you're either dancing or swearing or you know, what are the 3 things that you see on TikTok?
Right.
And nothing wrong with that, but it's
You
like
to dance.
I do, I do, but I don't know.
I think actually you would probably have an enormous TikTok following if you got your kids to help you with an account.
So years ago during the pandemic, I did this thing to Renegade, that song, and I did a dance with one of our neighbors.
With Francesca?
No, it was one of her good friends.
Oh.
And we just did this dance out on the lawn to that song, and it was all choreographed.
Right. A lot of hits.
And I'm like, I'm doing this going, this is nonsense. This offers nothing to anybody. It's just us dancing. And it blew up.
Yeah.
And I think she put it on TikTok because I didn't know anything about TikTok.
So
and it
if
was
TikTok
crazy.
is saved, and I think that we should make it our mission to get you a TikTok account that you actually use.
But as long as what you're giving is useful to the consumer.
No. There's nothing useful about a lot of these TikTok videos that go viral.
Right. But on a more serious note, there's a lot of people that thrive on TikTok for their livelihood, for their income. Right. So you'd hate to see that that part of it go away.
We'll know on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, we did talk about this at the beginning of the show, this wedding package, the Bills Mafia wedding package. It's at Marigold Manor for 59 guests, which was the year the Buffalo Bills were born. The Bills Mafia wedding package includes Duff's Wings, a 5-hour open bar with top shelf liquor, but also Labatt Blue Light bottles, a donut tower from Paula's. Then you see the late night snack, which I love that, is Picasso's Pizza. It also includes the photographer, the DJ, the photo booth, and an officiant, and it's all for $10,716. 716. Get it?
Got it.
And then you can have more than 59 guests, up to 150. It's $80 after that. We're not giving. It's just a fun thing. But the Today Show talked about it this morning. People Magazine sending it out because that couple from Nova Scotia, the husband got the wife tickets and gave them to her in the wedding vows. That is getting so much attention. And so people are realizing, maybe around the world, who haven't really noticed how crazy Bills Mafia are, that yes, even on your most important day, like your wedding day, folding in the bills somehow is important. And what's the one thing every Buffalo wedding has that's Bills related? Every single one.
The song, the shout song.
The shout song.
Right.
I went to a wedding in San Francisco. My friend Molly married the love of her life, and she is originally from Buffalo, and out in San Francisco, they ended the entire wedding with the shout song, and the whole crowd went crazy.
The Bills vibe carries. I was in San Francisco a few years ago, wore my Buffalo Bills jersey, walked down Market Street in San Francisco. I heard "Go Bills."
Go Bills.
30 times.
Yeah.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
San Francisco. Cool.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow.